Hello everyone, Tyler Williams here for another Vintage Cube draft. We have Upheaval, which is fantastic. There's a Gaia's Cradle, which is really sweet too. Also Grave Titan and Survival of the Fittest. Upheaval is very strong in the Vintage Cube because you have Moxen and artifacts that you can play after you do the Upheaval. The deck's not incredibly hard to build, whereas Cradle just goes good against in the green decks, and I'm sure to get one of these green cards back, like Heartbeat, Survival, whatever. I think Upheaval is really good though, and the Artifact deck is one of the best decks in the cube. So I'd probably just take the Upheaval. Okay, there's a Tezzeret to follow up the Upheaval, which is really nice. There's also Yawgmoth's Will, which is really good in the Storm deck, but not something that I actively look to draft. There's also Tamiyo, but I think I'm going to take the Tezzeret. The Tezzeret and the Upheaval are really good together, even though this is another permanent and it would bounce itself. Tezzeret seems to does well in the Artifact deck, which is what you want to play Upheaval in. There's also a Tundra and a Tamiyo, but I think I'm just going to take the Tezzeret, even though it is black as well. I think I'm going to gamble on it. Pick up as many signets as I can early. Okay, we have Wheel of Fortune, Gifts Ungiven, we have a Grim Tutor, we have a Sundering Titan. So we could take the Watery Grave as fixing, which fixing is very important in the cube. Grim Tutor is really nice. Sundering Titan is pretty awesome, especially if you're playing like a Tinker type effect. So maybe I think I'll just take the Sundering Titan and try to build the Tinker deck. Hope to wheel the Watery Grave. Not totally sure I'll be able to, since like I said, fixing is usually at a premium. Okay, Bloodstained Mire, Temple of Deceit, Buried Alive. There's a Orzhov and a Simic Senate. I'm going to take the black-white one over the blue-green one, because the black-white tends to play artifacts more than the blue-green. There is nice fixing here in the Temple and the Bloodstained Mire, but I'll take the Signet because I need to prioritize these kinds of things. Okay, there's Armageddon, Thoughtseize, Venser, Treasure Cruise, all good cards. Memory Jar, which is great in the Storm. I could just take Venser or Thoughtseize. I think I'm just going to take the Thoughtseize. It gets nice to stop early game shenanigans, which tends to happen a lot in Vintage. Okay, there's Damnation, which is nice. Not a whole lot sells in this pack for us. Is that maybe the Colonnade? Winter Orb is actually really sweet if you draft enough signets, because you just don't really care about only untapping one land. But I think we're going to want a board wipe, and because we're kind of going in blue-black control, so I'm going to take the Damnation. And we get to follow that up with a Chrome Mox. Unfortunately, you have to exile a non-artifact card to make that good. There's also a Battle Sphere and a Hero's Downfall. These kind of effects are fine, but not spectacular in Vintage Cube. You do want ways to kill big fatties, but I think I'm going to take the Battle Sphere as like another possible Tinker target. The Chrome Mox is fine, but not fantastic, so I'll just take the Battle Ball. Okay, there's Kalidas and Academy Ruins. I'm going to take the Academy Ruins here, since we're kind of going in that direction. Okay, the Grave Titan came back. Also, Kudoltha Forge Master was just excellent in this thing. So this is basically a tinker on itself, so I can tinker for the Sunring Titan or the Battlesphere. So deck's coming along pretty sweet so far. We're definitely in this blue-black archetype. Just hoping to get some sweet things in these last couple picks. Welder is interesting. It's definitely really sweet in this type of deck if we could splash red for it, so I'm going to take it. Okay, well, there's a port, there's a Shardless Agent, which is technically an artifact. There's also Gifts. Gifts is kind of interesting, especially with Welder, because you can put an artifact in your graveyard and then weld it out. And also good with Academy Runes, since you can put it on top of your library. I'll probably just take that. I don't see me playing Shardless Agent. I could take the Buried Alive for the same reason you just said with the Goblin Welder, but I think that's going just a little too deep. I'll probably just take the Quagmire in case I do splash green. Leyline of Sanctity, Bonfire, and Living Death. I don't think this card is even remotely playable. This card is eh. And Bonfire is also kind of eh. Let's take Bonfire. And I'll follow it up with a CDC. And a Corpse Dance, okay. We probably won't play the CDC. Unless I get lots of ways to make artifacts. Okay, well Mox Ruby is nice. And that's one red source for our Goblin Welder. There's also Soul Ring, geez. Okay, well Soul Ring is clearly better than Mox Ruby. It's actually the best of all the Power 9. Which I guess it doesn't really count as Power 9, right? But it's still better. It's even better than Black Lotus, since it sticks around. We also have Warm Power Stone. Like, this pack is just loaded for us. I wish it would be a little more spread out, but we're just going to slam the Soul Ring and be very happy about it. And hope to wheel one of these sweet cards in this pack. Okay, well here's an Underground Sea. There's also a Preordain, a Smokestack, which is nice. There's also a Torrential Gearhulk, which we don't really have any instance. I actually we have like 0 instance right now, so for gifts. I think I'll just take the fixing with the Underground Sea. Not really. We could take the Preordain too, but I think I'm going to prioritize the fixing a little bit more here. Time Twister, Control Magic, Mana Confluence, Timely Reinforcements, Baleful Strix. Control Magic is really powerful, and as awesome as Baleful Strix is, I'm not sure that I can actually pass Control Magic. Time Twister is great, but not in this kind of deck. I think it is really close to Control Magic and Baleful Strix, because this thing being a Death Touch kind of holds things at bay. But if you're playing against like a nonsense deck and you Control Magic their thing, then that's just awesome. So I'm going to take the Control Magic and hope to wheel the Strix. We have an Everflowing Chalice, which is excellent. We also have Mindslaver, so we can Mindslaver Academy Runes lock someone. But I think I could wheel the Mindslaver. Take Through Time's fine, but we definitely want the Chalice instead. So we'll take that and hope to wheel the Mindslaver. Okay, there's Jite, which we're not looking to play, and there's Tinker, which is exactly what we're looking to play. We're just going to slam the Tinker. Solarian Academy, too? Man. I mean, there's nothing else in this pack for us anyway, so we're just going to slam the Solarian Academy. Let me check these messages real quick while we're waiting on our next pick. Alright, there's Shallow Grave, there's Urborg, there's Murderous Cut, there's Temple of Silence. We don't have anything for white, so I don't think we're going to want the Temple. Urborg is interesting, especially with Academy Ruins, since we get tap for black and also the Tolarian Academy. But maybe we just take the Murderous Cut. Spirit of Labyrinth is an enchantment, but not an artifact, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll just take the Murderous Cut. I don't see any reason why we actually need Urborg. Spellskite. There's also a Temple, but I don't have any green. I really do need some red fixing for this welder. That'd be great if I could get that, but if not, we're not totally upset to not play the welder. Yeah, I guess we'll just take the Spellskite here. And we wield a Trinket Mage, which can go get Soul Ring or Everflowing Chalice. There's also this member where we already have the Murderous Cut, so I'll just take the Trinket Mage. Probably not going to play this welder at this point. Smokestack. Smokestack isn't terribly impressive in the cube in general, but I'll probably take it. I don't think any of these other cards are worth playing. I'm not playing a heavy creature deck, so I'll just take the Smokestack. I'll move it to the board. Okay, nothing that this deck really wants. Maybe Timely Reinforcements if I splash white. Actually, Puppeteer Click is decent as like a control card. Maybe I just take that. No, I'll take the Timely. I don't think I would play the Puppeteer Click. Okay, Mindslaver Wield. Sweet. And we'll take the Baneslayer Angel, I guess. We could take Villainous Wealth as like a finisher if we want to, but I think we have enough finishers here at this point. We'll take the Sphinx. And Shallow Grave. So deck's looking pretty sweet right now. Jace? Jeez. Yeah, we'll do that. Really nothing else that we're looking for in this pack. There's a Rakdos Signet actually though. But I think Jace is just too good. Like, we can't pass this Jace. As good as a Signet is, we already have one Signet, a Soul Ring, and a Chalice, so I'm just going to slam the Jace. Oh, sorry, I haven't had the preview pane up this whole time. But you guys all know what Jace does. If you don't, shame on you. Mox Emerald? How does this get past? Yeah, we'll take the Mox Emerald and I'll be very happy about it. There's really nothing else here for us anyway. There's a Terminate, but we don't really have enough red at this point. So, and it's a green card, so we get Splash Green if we want to, and Ready. But we also have Frantic Search and Steam Vents, and Lava Claw Reaches. Man, I would love to splash red. There's also this top, but we don't have any fetch lands, unfortunately. There's Diabolic Edict and Anticipate. Could also play Frantic Search, but I think because it's like card negative, it's not that great for us. What do we have in the sideboard right now? Just this stuff. We have a Sunring Titan, we have the Bonfire here. It's probably too late to try to pick up this fixing for this to ready, so I'll probably just take the Anticipate. I hate to do it, but oh, Mishra's Workshop, sure. Yeah, we're really coming along now. Liliana would be great in this deck. Disc would not be so good. Tanglewire is pretty good, but we're just going to slam the Workshop with all the artifacts that we have. Imperial Seal, Phyrexian Revoker, Golgari Signet. Yeah, I think we'll take another Signet here. This will be our second green. We don't have any green that we're willing to splash besides Villainous Wealth, which we have enough, I think, win cons at this point anyway. So we'll just take the Signet. Blightsteel Colossus. That's a good Tinker target. Let's also go for the Throat. So how many good Tinker targets do I have? I have Mindslaver, Sundering Titan, and Battlesphere, but Tinker or Blightsteel Colossus is it. So I think we'll just take the Blightsteel. I don't think we'll necessarily miss having go for the Throat. We have the Damnation, we have a Control Magic. Okay, there's not much here for us. We're not going to splash for Nicol Bolas. This is okay, but not great, and we're not probably not going to play that. We could splash for the Reclamation Sage in the sideboard. I think also Mace of Ith is interesting. We could just play the Maze of Ith. Okay, well there's Shadow Mage Infiltrator and Vampire Nighthawk. I like Nighthawk a little bit more in this kind of deck. I don't know if we'll play it, but I'll pick it anyway. It's at least decent on the sideboard. Okay, so we will Bargain and Collective Brutality. Not much else here for us. We do have only one white card and one white fixing. So we're past the point of white. So I think we'll just take the Collective Brutality for the sideboard. Okay. I guess we'll just take the Mishra's Factory. It's an artifact whenever I activate it, so I could technically tinker or something, but yeah, I'll probably take the Factory. I could take the Misstep, but I don't actually think Misstep is all that great in the Vintage Cube. Man, this Wield. And Liliana? Sure, I'll take Liliana. And Imperial Seal. Yeah, we'll do that. So this is going to be an interesting deck to build. I have 6 lands right now, but I'll take the Exhume and the Entomb. Okay, well the Reanimator deck was open, and I have lots of different Reanimator cards. See, I have Entomb, Exhume, Shallow Grave, and Corpse Dance. And I also actually have some nice fatty boom booms to get with the Sundering Titan and the Battlesphere, but we're not going to go that deep. So we have 31 cards, 6 of them lands, so 25 non-lands. But this actually counts as land. We'll count these 2 as well. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we actually have a lot of lands, but the Maze of Ith doesn't count because it doesn't tap for mana. And we'll probably play the Maze of Ith. We could play the Quagmire. It's because we have a couple of green sources, but that's a little too cutesy, I think. So I think we might want to just add some lands here at this point. It's possible that we don't want one of these cards. I'm not sure which one it is. Like maybe the Mindslaver just isn't necessary since I have the Battlesphere, the Blightsteel Colossus, and the Sundering Titan. So maybe I'll just cut the Mindslaver. I think keeping the Spell's Guide in is fine. It's a nice wall early on against aggressive decks, and we can tinker it away. And it's also an artifact for Kuldotha the Forge Master as well as Tezzeret. We can make our spell sky to 5/5. So 10 lands would be 15, 16, 17, 18. Because we're not counting the maze as a land. So let's add some lands. And I think we're going to be 50-50 down the middle in terms of black and red. How much black do we have? We have these two signets that are black, so we actually want to go a little bit more towards blue, even though this Academy runs, or I'm sorry, this Tellarran Academy makes blue. I think we'll do like 6/4. Moto wants to do 5/5. I actually think that's fine. Man, upheaval is going to be so good for us. 5/5, and then so we're basically 6/6, and we have the Tellarran Academy for a 7th blue, and then the two signets here gives us like one more black source than red source or blue source. Do we want this Imperial Seal? We might not need Imperial Seal. It's kind of more of a combo card, really. I could just play the Mindslaver instead. Yeah, I think I'll just cut the Imperial Seal for Mindslaver since it is an artifact. And we'll try to run this, see how we do.